I'm here with the famous Dr. Albert Einstein. Good day, Dr. Einstein.
Good day, Veronica.
So, Einstein, I understand that when you...
It's Dr. Einstein.
Okay. Dr. Einstein, I understand that when you were a boy, you hated playing the violin. Is that true?
Yes, I hated it, but I had to learn to play a duet with my mother. Practicing is very important.
How did you get interested in science?
One day at the Oktoberfest, my cousins and I each got a balloon. While they were dancing, I was wondering what kept the balloon floating. So I let go of one and then the other. But that didn't answer my question. I had to find out for myself.
When you were 10 years old, didn't the cat Gertrude almost eat your bird Laura?
Oh, I thought she was dead. I was very devastated. I had her since I was 5.
How many times did your family move? How did it make you feel as a teenager?
First, my parents moved to Italy and they left me alone in Munich. Then I decided to join them in Italy. It was quite a trip. I had to take a train halfway there and I walked the rest of the way.
Where did you go to college?
In 1895, I moved to Zurich, Switzerland to go to the Federal Institute of Technology, but they wouldn't let me in.
Why?
I went to high school, but I had to leave just 1 month before finishing because we had to move. So I didn't have a high school diploma and they wouldn't let me in. Besides, the only thing I was good at was mathematics. So I went to a Swiss high school and the people were so nice, unlike the people in the German schools. It turns out I liked school a lot. I even lived with one of the families of my professors. After that, I was able to get into the institute.
Where was your first job?
I loved Switzerland so much that I decided to become a citizen. I worked for the Swiss government in the office as a patent examiner.
In 1887, scientists believed that the sun stayed still and space was filled with ether. What was your theory?
I believe that the sun is always moving and that the stars and the planets are hurtling through space. I also believe there were 3 dimensions, length, width and depth, but there was a 4th dimension, time.
You also wrote a paper about light?
Yes, light is the fastest thing in the universe and its speed never changes. I tried to prove that light is actually made up of tiny particles called photons. It was after that that I was able to become a professor at the University of Prague in Austria.
In 1912, you said that light beams bend through space, not travel in a straight line. What happened with that to make you famous?
Well, in 1919 there was a total eclipse of the sun in Africa and Brazil. And the scientists, as they were watching, they were able to see the stars beyond the sun and the light was bending around the sun. That proved what I was saying and it made me famous. After that, I traveled all over the world giving lectures. I settled in Germany, but I didn't want to work for Hitler. So I moved to the United States and settled in Princeton, New Jersey, where I worked for the Institute for Advanced Studies.
I read somewhere that you love to help kids in your neighborhood in New Jersey.
Yes, I love the kids in New Jersey. I even tutored them in math.
Thank you, Dr. Einstein. If you go to Riverside Church in New York City, you can see the world's greatest scientists, philosophers, and religious leaders carved into stone. If you look at the figure in the second arch from the outside, you can see Dr. Einstein. He is one of 14 great scientists in the history of the world, and the only one chosen who's still living. Dr. Einstein, do you have any words of wisdom for the audience?
Yes, don't ever stop asking questions.
Thanks for watching.